Hi, welcome to Buzz Builds Projects and Tech. I'm Buzz and I build things. I also like tools, toys, and tech. Today we're going to take a look at a pretty cool lamp. Probably cooler than any lamp you have at your house. This is the Yeelight Cube Smart Lamp, and it is got multiple pieces that magnetically connect together, and so you can build your own lighting experience. So let's open these guys up and check out what this lamp can do. So we've got a lot of little boxes to open here. This is a modular lamp. You can design it as you want by just buying just the modules you want. You will need to get one that has a base. So the one that we got with the base is the Smart Panel Lamp. We are also going to look at the Yeelight Cube Matrix lamp and the spot extension lamp. This one projects on the wall. This one you can make pictures in time from the dots, and then this one just is a color screen that just cycles color. We'll get into more of them more of what they do as we open them up one at a time, but let's start off with this one, which has our base. So let's see what we got here in the box. Here is our lamp. Here is our base, and if you look at the base, there is a both power connector and a magnet that holds it together, and you can turn them on the base. So we'll go ahead and put that first component down there, and then in here we have our manual. Every one of these is going to come with a manual, so we have our little Yeelight manual there. It's actually, for being as small as it is, it's actually pretty thick. It's got quite a bit in it. And the first light we've seen in a long time that actually has a mini brick on it, not just a USB. So I think with all that these lights do, and that they're modular, you can add so many to them, I think they require just a little bit more power than the little USB lights we're used to. So I'm really looking forward to checking this light out and seeing all that it can do. Let's go ahead and put a few modules on here. And I'm going to stack it upright to begin with, but for the demonstration, we are going to actually turn it on its side. And now you do not want to turn it on its side together because you don't want to risk dropping them and breaking them. So just to wow everybody, let's go ahead and just add power here and plug this guy in. So we'll plug this guy in. Do we have anything going on? No? Let's push the button there. I think it just started raining. There we are. So we added our first one, which was the panel. So we'll set the panel down there. And then we have multiples of the matrix. Now I'm going to add those next, and we're going to put the projection one on top that's called the spot extension. We'll put that one on the very top. So we'll take one of these out. I'm going to go ahead, before we get very much farther in the demo, I'm going to go ahead and take all the lights out. So we'll add another matrix on there. I love that you can turn these. There is so much about this lamp. And it's not just how many boxes it comes in. And these things are great. If you're a gamer, you can actually sync this to the sound of your console. You can also sync it to movies. So it'll actually form along with the movie, you'll see the different things. Once we get it going, you'll see how it works with sound. I just want to get all of the components out here first plugged in. Isn't it neat the way they just come online as soon as you plug them in? All right, so we've just got one more before we can start getting the app down here and seeing what these things do. So here is the last one. And also, there's this projection in the back, but it's kind of hard to see, but if you push, you can aim it up and aim it down. So we're going to aim this one up a little bit. And let's see if we can blind the camera when it comes on. And then, oops. Oh, it is on, but it is going along with the pattern. So we're going to turn this one so it can project on the wall behind me. Let's get ourselves, oh, you know what, we're going to need that box that the base is in, because there's a code we need to sync with to give us the access to the app. I saw it on one of these. All right. Might be that one. So let's go ahead and gonna get the app that we need first. So once you've downloaded and registered the app, you'll get to name your light. I named this light Little Fella. That's what Dory called Flounder? Was that his name? The grumpy dad in Finding Nemo? That's what she called him when she first saw him. So, little fella, you okay, little fella? So that's what I named our light. Our light is named Little Fella. So, if you can see that, this is Little Fella. So, let's turn this around here. Okay, before we get into playing with the light too much, because I really want to go through this app. There's some fun stuff in the app. I want to mention that there is a rubber plug that you put in the 6th lamp. We can only stack these 6 high. That's the most that a power controller can handle. These are hot swappable, so you can take them off when you put them back on. They will resume their routine. So, see there, those working. So, yeah, there is a rubber plug that comes with your base model, but you want to make sure that you put that in the end light. And now we had this guy shining on the wall, but I think I'm going to put him around front and aim him down so he's not going directly in the camera, so we can see him working, because it's not dark enough in here because of all the studio lights for you to really see what it's doing. So do that, and now let's play with this a little bit. So this light has quite a few things. There's a series of modes. Let's just get in here real quick. All right, come on, here we go. Let's get started. And should be able to see the app now. All right, and so right now, actually, I'm just going to cycle through the different presets it has. So we're on Meteor. Let's just start off with the very first one. This is called Streamer, and there's a whole set of these. And then the next one, this is Starry Sky. This is Spectrum. This is Waves. Waves is one of my favorite. I like the way it kind of cycles. And in a little bit, I'll show you this. We're going to lay this light on its side because you have control over that in the app on which way the flow goes. But that I really like the waves when it's on its side. So you may come back and redemo that when it's on its side. This one is called Rainbow. Waterfall. The waterfall, I think, it looks more like Meteor to me. It looks more like Meteor than Meteor does. All right, and then this one is called Aurora. And you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but inside of the panel, it's actually the same set of lights that are in the others. So this pattern is actually being reproduced down here, but it is just this big diffuser. And now this is another one of my favorites. I guess it's just the ones that kind of flow. I really like the fire. Again, it's called Bonfire. I really like it when it's laying on its side. Here's Pinball. Now Pinball is one of those that looks better vertically like this than horizontally. We're going to skip Meteor because that's the one it was on for the whole time. This one is Tide, and I have no idea. Not exactly getting how that is tied. This is Building Blocks. It'll slowly build up. This one, I think I would have called that Tetris. That's probably somebody's name, though. So, I mean, that name probably belongs to a game company, so you can't do that. And then this one is called Hacking. It's kind of a Matrix-like effect. So that covers that. Now let's get into a little further into the MyStation app. We have something called Music Flow. Let's go back and get into a different version. All right. Actually, before we do that, all these little icons that are across the bottom, if you go into the device itself, there are these floating 3D icons that represent it. And you can go ahead and swap using those rather than the buttons on the main screen. And I would like to see, let's go ahead and put it in vertically, or put it horizontally now. Check out some of the other things you can do with it. So for that, you go into the module splicing. In the upper right hand corner, there's hexagon, and in there you'll find module splicing. Now module splicing lets you change the orientation. So this one says I have it on left already, so it thinks it was laying on its side. So we can go up or down. Let's go into the clock mode first. This thing can also be a clock, and it's a lot easier to see what's going on when it is a clock. So we're going to go over here and we're going to go into clock mode. Let's get something that's a little easier to focus on. There we go, that's not too much. And now in the clock mode, you do have the option to make it blank or not. And right now it goes back and forth between time and date. But you can see it's set up to be laying on its side. So now we're going to put it on its side in a minute, but first I want to show you back into that mode splicing. In the upper right hand corner, click on the hexagon. And go into module splicing. And now it's set up for a clock like it's laying on its side. But let's say we're going to change it to up. So we'll put that thing, oh no, I guess that would be up. So up now, it thinks that the power supply is on the top. It doesn't seem to make a difference in the clock, huh? I thought it would rotate the numbers, but there's the date and there's the time. Down, yeah. So when it's in clock mode, it doesn't seem to affect it. So let's go back. We'll go into something, just go into this pattern. Let's do something a little more exciting than that. There we go. And now let's go back into module splicing. And now you should be able to see this change. So right now it's on left. We put it on right. You won't really see that much because it just shifts the direction. We go up. All right, it looks like the difference is very limited. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back on left. We're going to go back to the clock. Let's see, module splicing left, save. And then we go back down here. We'll go back to our clock. That's a nice clock. And we're going to leave it there for a minute. Now I'm going to set this on its side. Now it may go out. I'm going to move it all together. It would probably be a lot smarter to move it one piece at a time so you don't damage it. So, did we lose connection? No. Now this guy, this little spotlight here, you can move him, you can tilt him all directions. So I'm going to aim him down a little bit. And there we go. Now we see our clock. And let's go back over here, because there is a thing called Graffiti where you can go in and make your own shapes. So we're going to play with this a little bit. I went in and created one myself. So there you go. You can turn it into a little sign. Again, maximum of 6. So if you wanted to get 2 more of these, you could have a maximum of a 6-letter sign. Fortunately, Buzz is only 4 letters, so that works out pretty easily. And I just made that in the Graffiti app. Now this is all linked through your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So you need to make sure that you do have that enabled, or you won't be able to talk through the light. And oops. I clicked onto the modules, onto the music mode, so now it's reacting with that. Now this you can will work with your game systems, and you can also work it with music. I did hear that there was a problem that there is no built-in microphone on this, so this uses the microphone on your phone, or it has to be connected to your gaming system to get this kind of thing going on. I'm going to go ahead and stop that. That is music flow. That's another one of the things it works on here. Okay, but I just wanted to demonstrate the Graffiti and show you some of the cool images you could find in there. And I've covered the clock. Now this will work with your home system. I'm going to go ahead and stand this back up on its end. Again, I would recommend doing it one unit at a time, not all together like I was doing. Okay, so we're going to go back into our community from the home screen, and then we'll jump back into Graffiti. And you know what? Come on. It's taking a second to load. And getting all kinds of creative with it. So we've covered the clock, we've covered the Graffiti, and then the different things that are already built into it. Now I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the Matter. This works with Matter, so if you have the Apple Home or the Google one, I think it's Alexa, this does work with your smart home device and your smart home lighting, so you can definitely use it for that. And I do know that the controls are very limited. You know, one other thing I did not cover was that you have a button down here, and you can turn it on. You can use that to cycle through the different presets that are on there, as well as it being an off, and also you can hold it to pair. So let's see here. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this light. It's one of those things that you just never stop exploring. You can just do so much with it. It's great for gaming if you want to use it with to enhance your gaming setup, to be reactive to the sounds of your video game. It's just great to add a nice ambiance to the room. And like I said, the flames are one of my favorites. Or I'm sorry, I keep calling it flame. They call it bonfire in here. But once you set this thing up, you're probably not going to stop playing with it for a very long time because it'll do so much. So, and you can turn it on and off from the app. Boom. To sleep it goes. Or you can have your smart system turn it on and off. But again, you are a lot more limited to what your smart system can control it to do through Matter, as opposed to what you can do with the Yeelight Station app. That gives you the greatest control over this and the widest range of things to do. So I think that I'm just going to end right here now, because I will just play with this thing all night and this video is probably already too long. So that's it for the Yeelight Smart Cube. Check one out. I'll have the link in the description so you can go to it. You don't have to start with this. All you have to start with is one light and a base. But then you can add each one of these lights as you want for whatever lighting effect you want to create. So that's it for me and the Smart Cube from Yeelight. So I'm Buzz. You keep building things, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.